Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, there's AMC Frenzy. Literally everyone on Twitter and even crypto YouTubers. Some are talking about AMC. So I thought tonight let's talk about it. Let's not avoid it. Let's talk about AMC stock, AMC theaters versus altcoins. Which ones should you invest, or both? Is one better than other? What is causing this AMC frenzy? And should we expect the same thing for altcoins? Well, let's have a good discussion. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, let's do this, guys. Let's not delay anymore. I mean, literally everyone is talking about AMC. It used to be GME, now it's AMC. All right, so let's just go. I'm going to skip my usual market update and all that stuff. Let's just dive right in. What is going on? And a lot of people are like, what's AMC? Well, if you're not in the US, that's understandable. If you're in the US, AMC is the biggest movie theater chain out there. Really struggling, especially due to the pandemic. But not only that, you had enormous amount of short pressure on the stock by the hedge funds. They basically wanted to short it to zero and cause it to bankrupt. So this is the case for many retail stores like Bed Bath & Beyond, and of course like GameStop and several others, because the hedge funds of the world knew that the pandemic was going to cause real struggle for these retail stores, so they wanted to take advantage. They kept piling on the shorts, and as far as I understand, there was more short interest than available stock. I don't even know how that's available. With shorts, you're supposed to borrow the available stock, and there's like, from what I read, there was even more than that. It was like short interest was over 100% at some points, which doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what happened. But you know what? You have a bunch of retail traders, mostly from Reddit, that decided to do something about it. And I think a lot of you guys heard of GameStop and all the stuff that happened with Robinhood, and you know what? That saga has not ended. So now it's moved more so to AMC, and AMC seems to be more embracing this. The CEO is actually reaching out and giving fans free popcorn and stuff like that. They're actually taking advantage of the price bump and actually selling out shares. They sold a ton of shares to a large investment company, who then just dumped it all on the market, like trying to make a quick buck. And basically AMC seems like they got bamboozled. But it didn't matter, because retail investors continue to pile on and keep buying and buying. And today it's up 95%, almost at 63, and people are anticipating that it's gonna go a lot higher. It might go to 100 or something like that. Okay, so that's the premise, and that's the premise. But bottom line is, do people really care about AMC and hedge funds and so forth? I say some do, but what they really care about is the gains. Since May 24th to today, it peaked about 538%, but coming down to where it is today, it's more like 441%. So that's within a matter of a week. So it's pumped up a week due to short squeeze. Some are arguing that is not a short squeeze. I've never even heard of this before, but there is something called a gamma squeeze. Yes, it's not made up. There is something beyond short squeeze that's called gamma squeeze. And a gamma squeeze is when investors buy more call options, which in turn make institutional investors buy more shares of the stock as they try and hedge against the short, in turn creating a cycle that continues to repeat itself. The underlying stock price escalates rapidly as more cash is spent on call options, making more buying activity, leading to higher stock prices. So this is like a cascading effect. This is going beyond the short squeeze. The short sellers are just trying to call. This is going beyond that. Here's the interesting thing about gamma squeezes. A gamma squeeze adds another layer of intensity to short squeeze because the stock pushes the options until the options push the stock. As the buyers try to both buy stock and buy options, they're caught in a cycle of back and forth between the two. The stock ultimately keeps climbing until it crashes. And what makes it more dangerous is that usually the fall is much faster than the climb. That right there, that's I don't know why I went into the street right there, but that is a little concerning. Just like in crypto, we have seen pump and dumps. The pumps go up pretty quick, but the dumps come down even quicker. So this is warning that when something is gamma squeezed, it tends to go up, but then it tends to fall down even faster than the climb. So that's a little concerning. But anyways, that is what's causing AMC to go higher. It can continue on. People are thinking it's going to go to 100 tomorrow, and maybe it's going to go to beyond that. And it's not only AMC, GME and others, Bed Bath Beyond, they're all doing pretty good, right? So ultimately, what does this mean? Like, what significance does this have? Well, number one is, and I think this is a positive thing, is that, again, it shows you when retail investors or just a group of casual investors that have a common cause, they're going to stick with it. And, they're going to continue to do what they do. And they believe that's right. And that's continue to buy and buy and buy more AMC. And you could see that it definitely can have an effect, especially with stocks. We have seen it with GME. Now we're seeing it with AMC. And this could continue higher and higher and higher, right? To the point where the hedge funds, the ones that are in control, the ones that have seemingly endless amount of cash, they're the ones that's getting wrecked right now. And that's the thing. It's like turning the system upside down. So that's the good thing that I see from this. That, yeah, you have a group of investors, they could cause change. If they really wanted to, you get a group of people, they could cause change. And this is why I've been saying about us crypto guys, we need to stand together and stand against the FUD. And we've seen a lot of it, right? And for the most part, I think we've done pretty well. We've done pretty well, but it shows you the power that we have. Just because you think that the banks or hedge funds or institutions are in control, well, you don't really know until you try. And I think this is proving that. All right, here's the other thing I want to show you guys about this, right? So what does that have to do with crypto? Well, I just mentioned about the fast gains. Obviously, 441% within the last week is phenomenal. Especially in the crypto world, the last week has been horrendous. You look at Bitcoin, you look at altcoins, they have not done so well for the last week. This is why, again, I think a lot of people that are looking for quick buck is jumping in AMC. But here's the thing. I decided to just for fun, just to see what kind of gains you would have made if you bought at bottom. And according to AMC, that's, it's either like sometime in March last year, which is around $1.90 something, or January 4th, which is also $1.90 something. So that's pretty much the bottom. But I'll just say that it's 190. And if you go from 190 to where it is now, you would have gained 3,227%. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. You're going from $1.90 something to $62. And you could say that, yeah, well, maybe it goes back a year. Okay, because that's when it first bottomed. And then it went up and came back. So let's just say it goes back a year. So how does that compare to crypto, right? A lot of the crypto that we have bought have gone up astronomically since bottom. So how does it compare? Because 3,000% isn't shabby, right? So I just pulled up a few charts real quick. Let's start out with Cardano. Cardano, steady as they come, right? And from bottom, which is March, till now, it has gone up 9,300%. Yes, it seems like it has not moved that much. But had you picked up Cardano at its bottom, which was around 1 cent, 1.8 cents back in March till now, to $1.73, you would have made 9,307%. Not too bad. Not too bad. That's almost 3 times as much. What about one of my favorites, VeChain? If you bought them at bottom, which is like 0.001 cent, to now, that's about 9,000%, 8,900%. Not too shabby too. What about something that's very boring like BNB? BNB seems like it never moves, right? Even with the recent fall, it's still up 6,300% from its low. Now, what about some of the high flyers, the ones that have been really exciting, like Matic? Matic is up 16,000% from its low. And that's not going back to March. That's just going back to basically November timeframe. 16,000%. Are there better performers? Yeah. You look at Theta. Theta is up 24,000% from its low. 24,000%. And is that the leader? No. Let's go to another meme, and that is Doge. Doge is up 32,000% from its low of 2020. So Dogecoin actually went up 10x more than AMC. So just kind of show you the performance, right? I'm not trying to shame AMC or anything, but obviously the gains from low to top is so much more substantial and so much more with crypto, right? But with that said, I don't think people should be doing one or the other or attacking each other. I think that we see that tribalism with crypto all the time, right? Like you like one project and you can't like another project, or if you say something good, you get bashed for it, and people tend to bash other projects just because they want to make their own bags look better, right? So ultimately, I think we should come together. The retail people that's in AMC, GME, and the ones that are trying to cause change, the one I just talked about, the ones that's trying to cause change and trying to make a boatload of money, right? They should come into the crypto space, because I think together we could cause real change, even more change, not to just upset the hedge funds, but to change the entire industry, to upset the banks and financial institutions and the central banks and governments around the world. It seems like it's an impossible task. It seems like crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others can't possibly, or DeFi can't possibly, upset the status quo, what's been in place for hundreds of years, right? But I do think that collectively together, even retail people, retail investors, if we stand together, we have a really good shot. We have a really good shot, right? So I think overall, I don't think anyone should be attacking anyone. I think we should all stand together. Now, I'm going to argue that investing in crypto, right? Of course, there's a lot of gains to be had, but for people that are just exclusive in AMC and they happen to be watching this, right? In crypto, of course, you have meme coins like Dogecoin, but you know what? There's so much. Crypto is really way beyond than just speculation. There's really real usage and adoption and change that could come from it. So it's really quite fascinating. It's very different. And you know what? Together we can cause real change, in my opinion, right? So whether or not should you be exclusively in one or another? No, you know what? You want to make money? Go ahead, diversify, right? Diversify. Even with crypto, I say 50-25-25 rule. I know a lot of you guys are also into stocks. You're playing this AMC thing. Be careful, because I just talked about this gamma squeeze I've never heard of before, and things tend to come down faster than they go up. But you know what? If you plan on making a boatload of money with AMC and then you put it back into crypto, I'm all for that. Or just have both, right? Just have both. All right. So that's what I want to lead with. Now, what else is there? There's a few things I want to talk about. And then I have a really cool unboxing for you guys. Yes, I bet you can't guess what I'm going to unbox today. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. All right. Before I get to that, a few pieces of news. Number one, asset manager sees Bitcoin's price bottoming out. So, of course, this is talking about the recent dip down to 30,000, and we've been kind of stuck in this triangle or pennant pattern for quite some time, right? And we're still stuck around that 37,000 mark. So who is this asset manager? It's none other than Brian Kelly. And I saw this video, and he correlates things to active addresses, which I have never seen anyone else do. He's the only one that does this. So unfortunately, this doesn't show it, but he had a chart up where it shows the active addresses for Bitcoin, and it's somewhat steady. And then he plotted it against Bitcoin's price. And then he talks about how when Bitcoin's price is mispriced, meaning that it drops below a certain value due to the number of addresses, that it's a bottoming process. And he actually showed that 2020 in March, how Bitcoin dipped, the addresses did not. The number of current addresses stayed the same. And he's like, that's bottom. And right now, he showed that it was the same point. I should have pulled that article, the video up, but it's actually kind of interesting. I haven't heard anyone chart Bitcoin's price versus the number of current active address in use. Kind of interesting. Well, anyways, bottom line is Brian Kelly calls that 30K bottom. That means we should go buy. Or you could use this as an indicator to sell. But no, I don't think. Yeah, I just see the downside is much more limited now than the upside. So something else that might help is Google. Google is lifting its 2018 ban on crypto ads. I totally forgot about this. Some of you guys may remember in 2017 when ICOs were hot, there was a ton of crypto ads everywhere on Google, on web pages, on YouTube, everywhere. And Google decided to ban it because they thought it was a threat. There's too many scams and whatever. So they're deciding to remove that this August. And that happens to correlate, to the time when Bitcoin traditionally starts really moving up in these 4-year cycles. If you look at 2017, 2013, it's right around September, October timeframe when things start really moving, right? So did they just time August, like accidentally, or is there something to this? Is it all kind of planned out? I don't know, but this could be big. When a whole bunch of companies start again advertising wallets and exchanges and other things, it's going to drive more people into crypto, quite possibly. Something else that's also very bullish is this. India's central bank confirms that the crypto banking ban is no longer valid because supposedly a lot of banks still tell their clients, which could be exchanges and just normal people, that, hey, you know what, the central bank is still prohibiting us from allowing you to do business with crypto. And that is no longer the case. The Supreme Court of India had actually ruled they can't do that. So the central bank is actually telling banks, no, stop quoting us. We're not telling you to do that. So this is actually pretty positive. Of course, in India, you have flip-flopping of things. Like one day it looks like it's good, another day some kind of ministry or someone comes out and says, oh, we're going to ban it, and then it go back and forth. I don't know. It just keeps going back and forth. But as it stands now, India is open to crypto. So that's pretty good. All right. Outside of that, before I get in Q&A, this morning I did a video kind of going over the entire list, right? The entire list that I think is still very undervalued. Even though Bitcoin has come up a little bit, 37,000 from 30,000, and altcoins have done pretty well today, there's still a lot of room to grow. There's still fear in the market. Not all the money is coming back because a lot of people got feared out. They didn't experience that 40%, 50%, 60% drop because they were a little bit too aggressive, may have used leverage, and may have used their credit card or something to buy. You're not supposed to do that with crypto, right? So overall, I think there's still plenty of good bargains. I would argue almost everything is a bargain as long as they're a good project. And there's still a lot of it. So we'll get to Q&A. But before doing that, I want to do an unboxing. This is going to be a first. I don't know if anyone done it before. I don't know, because I know that I was told only 5 people that received this, and I'm one of the 5, so I feel very special. What's this? Andrew says, hi from Melbourne. Should I be concerned about the future of Venus? Hacks issue May 19 lead to crash. Many liquidated Venus instant post-mortem, which will restructure what happened. Can it regain all-time high? There's honestly, a lot of Binance Smart Chain projects that got hacked, but they all are very, very active and trying to get themselves back. So I do think Venus can come back because they're still the biggest lending play on BSC. And I'm pretty sure CZ and Binance, they're trying to do something about it too. So, I mean, if you're unsure, sell out. But I still think they are the biggest. There's none that's bigger than them on Binance Smart Chain right now. All right. So, people guessed that. I don't know how people guessed it. I guess you guys looked in the description. So, ta-da, ta-da. So I'm referring to this, the Blockfi, the world's first Bitcoin rewards credit card. A lot of people have been waiting for this to come out. It's supposed to come out this summer, so it should be right around the corner. This wait list has been up and coming. I mean, it has been up for a while, but they have changed it because before there was an annual fee. Now there is not. There is not. And look at this unboxing. This is the coolest thing ever. You think a credit card can't really be exciting when you unbox it, right? But look at this. Look at this fanciness right here. Oh, God. That's fancy. Okay, I exaggerate a little bit. But that is pretty cool, right? That is pretty cool. How when you get it, that's what it looks like. And, of course, you could take out your fancy card and start utilizing it, right? So, feels pretty substantial in your hand. And it looks cool too, right? So the Blockfi Bitcoin Rewards credit card, according to Blockfi, is the very first ever in history. And you know what? You get rewarded in Bitcoin. So that's the beauty. Everyone uses a credit card. So why not use a credit card, a Visa credit card that will give you cash back in Bitcoin? What could be better than that? Right? And it's actually not bad because, you know, most credit cards is somewhere between 1 to 5%, but there's usually a limitation on how much you can get and stuff like that. There's none here. You get 1.5% back in Bitcoin with every purchase. There's an introductory interest at 2%, okay? And, oh no, 3.5%. I'm sorry. Introductory for the first 3 months is 3.5%. So that's a lot. And if you happen to be a whale and you spend over $50,000 per year with your card, then your cash back or Bitcoin rewards go up to 2%, from 1.5% to 2%. That's actually a lot. I don't know how many people actually spend over $50,000 on their credit card per month. Hopefully you're not buying crypto with your Blockfi Visa cards. So hopefully that's not the case. But I think that's pretty darn good. And like I said, they removed their annual fee, so you don't have to pay a $200 annual fee or whatever it was before. They removed that. There's no foreign transaction fee either. So, yeah, that's the Blockfi. That's the Blockfi world's first Bitcoin rewards credit card. So if you're interested, join the wait list, get approved, and you should get one within the next few months. So definitely utilize my link in the description of this video. Utilize it and sign up if you're interested. I mean, I'm getting one for sure. Just so you know, this one is a demo, so it's not a real one. So, but I am getting one for sure. But I'm sure a lot of you guys would love to be rewarded in Bitcoin. All right, that's the unboxing. I try to make it exciting as possible. All right, now let's do some Q&A. Juan, big super chat. Just wanted to say thank you for everything. I appreciate it. I do. You know, the only thing I'm trying to do with these streams is really to help you guys stay motivated, see the bigger picture, and build life-changing wealth together. I mean, that's really it, right? There's a lot of fun right now. There's always up and downs. I've been through it so much. I've been beaten and I've been emotionally wrecked and financially wrecked before. There's a lot of mistakes I've made, right? And I'm just teaching you guys one day at a time what I've learned. You know, that's really it. Alex says, where's Georgecoin? I have Georgecoin. It's on Rally. I think a lot of people don't know that, but I have it in the description. I have it on Rally. I do have a Georgecoin. I haven't just found really a lot of use cases for it, but I do have it, and I'm not showing it left and right, but one does exist. What do you think about Barnbridge? Bond. I did some research. It looks like a neat under radar DeFi play. I noticed the CEO of Aave is interested in it. Barnbridge? That's a really strange name. Okay, so they're micro cap, not super micro. They're on Gemini. Interesting enough, they're on Gemini. Okay. Are they really? I didn't ever heard of this on Gemini. Tokenized risk protocol, fluctuations, derivatives protocol for hedging, yield sensitivity, and market price. What does that mean? So protects you from volatility somehow. Interest rate volatility risk mitigation using debt-based derivatives. Market price exposure risk mitigation using tranche volatility derivatives. I have no idea what any of that means. I have zero understanding of what that means. The only thing I can say is I'm really surprised that Gemini is behind it, and they were trading them already, but yeah. Well, I just noticed this. CMC added depth, plus 2%, minus 2%. What is that all about? Okay. Yeah, I can't tell you right off the bat right now, so I have to do more research into it. I have no idea what any of that meant. Quant has been around for a while. I really don't hear about Quant. They're about hybrid setup, public and private blockchain for businesses. They seem pretty good. They have been around for a while. I honestly just don't hear anything much about them. I am 132,000 waitlist. I cannot wait anymore. You know what you should do? You should sign up again on a waitlist using my link. So maybe that'll help you. Do you think the overall altcoin market will go up 10x from here where we are now? I know you don't know exactly. Honestly, I do think so. Because I look at Bitcoin, I don't believe that Bitcoin is going to end at the year at this price. I do believe it's going to go much higher than six figures, than $100,000. I think we could end up $150,000, $200,000, $300,000. And if you look at that, that's 10x. That's anywhere from 5 to 10x. And we know altcoins, traditionally, especially during altcoin season, it goes up multipliers higher, multiple higher than Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin go 5 to 10x, then altcoins should easily be able to do 10x, 20x, even from here. That's how I view it. I view everything based on Bitcoin, right? I think Bitcoin has so much more room to grow, so that's how I look at it. IOTA 2.0 DevNet is online. Coordinator Les, would you like to see the co-founder on my show? I wrote to them and they wrote back, but their email communication is quite low. So yeah, I was talking about doing an interview with them and also inviting them to my Vegas conference. So yeah, I would love, if you have a connection, tell them to reply back to me, because I replied back to them a few days ago. I really would more like have them, I know they're a big name, big draw. I really want them to come to the Vegas conference and represent. I would love to have them there. IFAT, Canada, can have them look at Nervos. I did before, quite honestly. I can't tell you beyond what I know. And that is, they're promising blockchain that has been around for a while that is meant to aggregate different tokens within. Like it has like some kind of native interoperability among different tokens. That's the only thing I can tell you. Recently, I heard that they have partnered with Cardano. I don't know in what way, but I don't know too much more about that project. Is HoloChain a good project? Is it in top? Yes. I think they made a name for themselves. They name all their stuff based on the nervous system, but they have their own decentralized storage. They have a ledger. They're using DAG. They're not using a blockchain. And I heard that they were coming out the new chain and trying to make things just better. So they had good traction in 2017. If they get the new chain done and they start moving into DeFi, they could definitely continue forward. What did I miss? Thoughts on NEO, how it fits in China? I think they're right behind VeChain. They're the second biggest. And I do think when China does go full-blown, digital currency, I think companies like VeChain will benefit greatly. There's already rumors that they're in talks with the powers that be at creating a blockchain with smart contracts, which could just end up being a variant of VeChain. And NEO is right in there too. NEO 3.0 is also being worked on. I'm in contact with the NEO team too. I would love to see them at the conference also. In case you guys are wondering, the conference details are not out exactly. It's going to be in October. I'm still working on the website. It's going to be very limited. I know there's so much interest, right? But I'm telling you, I'm going to try to get out to you guys as soon as I can. I'm still working on the little details. Is Pancake Bunny has a good chance? This kind of like Venus, kind of like a lot of these other projects that got hacked recently. I do think they're all working very hard to regain people's trust and fix what they have. It might take some time, but I think they have a good shot. I mean, honestly, there's no real competition right now either. If there's a lot, maybe it's different, but right now I think they could come back. They're working hard at it. Anonymous, Bot, R1, Harmony, Solana, Matic, competitors to each other. Can they coexist or not? Sure, they can all coexist. They all have their own ecosystem. They all have their own dApp. They can coexist, right? Just like if you look at the real world outside blockchain, right? There's a ton of companies that's in the same space. There'll always be leaders, but there's going to be a lot of smaller competitors too. Start Reddit like everyone else. Buy $25. Crypto community on George Day. You choose the day to pump BTC over next rejection level. Maybe. I don't even know how you start a Reddit, and I don't want to go through the pain of managing it. I have enough social media that I can't. There's like so many scammers and stuff, impersonators. It's really bad. People fall for the impersonators all the time. Douglas asks, George, can Doge hit $1 this week? I don't see them hitting $1 this week. I mean, they recently hit 70 cents recently, maybe a few weeks ago. But for them to hit $1, nah, probably not. Chris says, I'm in AMC and crypto. We'll be bringing my attendees back to crypto when the squeeze is over. I'm George and Abe. Listen, as long as you're responsible in what you're doing, it's fine. I think the main thing I've been always stressing about this whole Wall Street bets and GME and AMC thing is it really proves that you just have a bunch of retail investors that may not have any trading experience. They can stand up to the big boys, and you know what? Making the big boys pay, right? And I think that's a powerful message. And for the most part, I think us in crypto, we have that. If we didn't, we wouldn't see these projects being at, $50 billion or $40 billion or $10 billion, right? So I do think we do have that already. But recently, kind of also showed that, you know what, with just some like a slight pressure, some FUD that's being spread out, you know, kind of shaked out a lot of hands, right? So we need more of that. We need more confidence. We need more of that AMC GME confidence. We need to know that, you know what, the FUD will go away. It's being done because the big boys, they want to accumulate more, right? So we can't fall for that. And that's what I've been teaching for the last few weeks. It's like, yeah, things are good, but they also could turn bad. But when things are bad, you look at it as a buying opportunity. You actually try to flip your mentality and realize that, yeah, that's actually a gift. You buy low and you sell high, right? And you got to ignore the FUD. You got to ignore the FUD. And hopefully, you know, as we progress as a community, we'll get better and better and better at resisting FUD and get stronger hands and keep buying the dips. And you know what? Eventually change the world with crypto. I think Serum for Solana, Vodka asks, is a pretty good one too. For Solana ecosystem, there's a few DeFi projects, and Serum is one of them. A DEX, I think they're pretty good. Douglas asks, is Cardano potentially better than Ethereum? Well, if you ask Charles, he'll say so. He'll say so. But I think both have their own positives. Ethereum has a lot of things coming up. You know, their DeFi is still leading. Their NFT is still leading. They have a whole bunch of ethers that's locked into the beacon chain. There's IP, you know, EIP 1559, which adds deflationary aspects. And there's Optimism, layer 2 that's going to be added in. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff for Ethereum. And institutions are getting involved too. But Cardano, on the other hand, Guggen, when smart contracts gets them deployed, I mean, that's going to be a huge thing for Cardano. I think that's a huge thing. What do you think about the 2 coins Bake added to the ecosystem? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Bakery Swap, I was paying attention more to the fact that they're becoming an NFT play, right? Like Binance Smart Chain really doesn't have any good. They don't really have any good NFT marketplaces. I know there's a lot that's being built right now that's about to be released, but Bakery Swap is kind of taking that role right now. Bianca, appreciate it. When are you gonna come out with new merchandise? I want a Resist the FUD, change the world. I'll add it. I don't know if the two goes together. I don't think people will get that it's crypto. I don't know. I gotta think about it. What do you think about NKN? Trying to come out with a new internet. Trying to replace the internet. That's going to be a hard mission, right? So I'm going to say I'm neutral on that project. But if they could do it, that would be pretty amazing. That would be pretty amazing. Theta is the new YouTube, the new AMC. Theta, I think people are sleeping on. I think people forget that they are going to be releasing their mainnet 3.0 by the end of this month. That's going to be big. The reason why Theta cooled off initially is because the mainnet got pushed back. But now it's coming. And they're adding T-Fuel staking. They're adding some enhancements. And the big thing is they're working on NFTs. So I'm actually talking to Theta. Hopefully we can get something going. And you know what? Maybe I could dual stream or do NFTs with them too. Do you think LTC will come back? Litecoin, I think it's going to come back. Litecoin has really struggled against Bitcoin. It has not made any moves against Bitcoin at all. I kind of got fooled because I created a video saying, hey, this is the time to buy Litecoin because its dominance was about to flip Bitcoin, and then everything went to hell. And since then, it has not really recovered. You see a lot of projects have been recovering against Bitcoin, although not back to its previous highs, but they have been moving. But Litecoin is just kind of sitting idle, not doing much at all. I think they will eventually come back. You just got to give them time. Matic price prediction for 2022. I think Matic, they're really killing it. This morning, you know, I covered a story how they're they partner up with the VC to bring like 25 million. 25 million that's in this fund that they're going to be investing into like dApps that's coming on board. And they have their own DeFi fund, and they're just bringing a lot of stuff to their chain. That's really, really good. Marvin, I can't help your I don't even know what that's called. B-Pro, Vamp, VeChain, Terra Virtua, Connect. I think they're all good. What do you think about privacy coins like Pirate Chain? I don't like privacy coins, and I don't like anything that's named after a pirate, to be honest. I don't like privacy coins because I think they're all going to be delisted from the exchanges, so it's going to be really hard to buy. And if it's hard to buy, it's probably going to not go up in price. I don't have any thoughts on Bridge Mutual. Graph, I'm actually surprised that Graph is a little underperforming. They sold off quite a bit recently, quite a bit. I kind of expected that they would hold up better, but could just mean that it's buying opportunity right now. I do like the Graph. VeChain $50 in 2030. I can't think about what's going to happen in 2030. I can't. Gonna go to $50. You know, all of China would have to embrace VeChain for that to happen. We're talking about tens of trillions by then. So. Dustin, thank you, Jordan. I want to listen to you, the realist. Appreciate that. All right, that's it, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. Cardano realistic price range for 1 year. It could be 5-10x from here, because I do think that there's a lot coming for Goguen, with Goguen, and Bitcoin's gonna climb a lot higher too. Bao, I never really liked them that much. AMC, George to the moon. Hey, if you're making bank from AMC, congratulations. Be careful with short squeezes, with gamma squeezes. They can come down faster than they go up. Okay, but I know a lot of you guys are playing both crypto and stocks. That's okay to be diversified, right? But keep in mind, stocks I do think have a lot more potential to actually change a lot more things, to change the world, to change the banking system with DeFi, to change centralized storage, centralized computing, right? With what we're seeing now. There's so much more that we can do with crypto. So I really wish everyone stand together. And I wish crypto people would learn a little bit from these guys that are in AMC and GME. You know, the collective group, look at what they're doing. And I know we could do the same, and we can overtake the fudders, the ones that are trying to drive the market down. We could stand together and say, no, we're not going to fall for it. We're going to continue our path, continue to buy. And that's how we're going to collectively just really change the world, right? So both sides should collaborate together. Should not be fighting. Both sides should be collaborating together. Trex says, after all the meme coin hopium, does it turn into political coins? I hope not. Political, you know, it's unavoidable sometimes, but it wrecks the mission sometimes. I think we should focus on changing the financial system first before anything else. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you want your nifty Blockfi card, it's not coming out anymore. I got it jammed. Oops. If you want your nifty Blockfi Bitcoin rewards card, use my link in the description. I'll put it in the comments as well. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Take care. Bye-bye.